other different types of dementia, and depending upon where the difficulties lie, that in the illness determines the course of treatment.
You can. All you have to do is want to do it.
Yes.
Want to be it.
When you set your mind to it, and this is who you are, and
the grown men. We have the youth that we need to mentor, and we need to inspire, and we need to motivate. But I know, as a recent conversation between you and I, that you're also in the business of motivating grown men. Through that, I'm supposed to see God in it at every turn. So me going to the Sea of Galilee was to remind me of that, to refresh myself of that. It is all under control, that He does have it. It's just as clear as that fresh water that I saw.
You're Our Unity, hosted by LaShawn Walker, Tuesday nights, 6 p.m. PST.
Welcome, everyone, to You're Our Unity, a show that wishes to spread a spirit of peace and love in the world, one conversation at a time. We want to encourage you to love yourself. Take some time and uncover exactly who you are and who you ultimately want to be. Then heal yourself, forgive yourself. Love yourself deeply and completely. I am your host, LaShawn Walker. I'd like to welcome you into another episode of Your Our Unity. Please like, share, and follow, and let everyone know that we're on right now. Well, happy Love Day, everyone. I hope that you're out there giving some love, getting some love, sharing some love, just being love from the inside out. It is a beautiful day, actually. I've been, receiving text messages and phone calls, and my household, my family, we all just was celebrating this amazing day. This should be something that we're celebrating every single day, but I get it. We have to at least have one day that everyone recognizes that love exists and that we must share it amongst ourselves. But most importantly, we must own it ourselves. We must have self-love, self-care, self-worth inside of us every day so that we can give that and share that with the ones that we love. So this past weekend, LaShawn Walker, again, always celebrating. I celebrated Valentines Day, and it was with my amazing friend, Shantae Carter, who is the founder of Women of Integrity Incorporated. She threw an amazing, spectacular Valentine's Day event. We were crowned as soon as we walked through the door with this beautiful rose crown. And then we just really shared who we are, what we do, what we want out of life. We played games. It was really about empowering each other, celebrating each other, appreciating each other. And I didn't know, but maybe 2 or 3 people there, if that many, but I left there with so many friends. And I am grateful for the opportunity to share in this moment, this time of year, with beautiful women and just beautiful people in general. So I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend as well. I'm sure you guys was trying to get ahead of the actual Valentine's Day rush and having your dinners with your loved ones on the weekend. Again, as I mentioned earlier, it is about relationships, your husband, your wife, your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, but it's also about you loving yourself. And that's what I really wanted to discuss today, is what self-love is all about, how important it is, and what we need to do to get it, because it's not easy. Some people have to journey many years in their life before they realize that self-love was actually missing. So we're going to talk today to this fabulous woman, a friend of mine, someone who just exudes self-love right now, who she is the walking epitome of it. So I want to talk to you today about self-love and is the best love. Self-love is the best love. And we're going to be discussing that with Miss Danni Benson. She is the founder of I'm Proud of You, Sis, a women's empowerment company, and her own personal movement inspired by her twin daughters, Gigi and Lolo. Danni believes when women unite, the power in our possibilities and what we can achieve together is endless. Her mission is to unite women across all boundaries, lines, and labels that society has put upon women and encourage everyone to work together for a better world. Danni's focus is to form a united front to force issues that affect women from all walks of life and build a platform to discuss passing legislation to ensure our daughters are treated equal. Danni Benson is also the founder of Self-Love Day on February 13th, 2020, and beyond which she signed together with Governor Andrew Cuomo, which recognizes mental health awareness and the importance of self-care and self-esteem. Her message is, in order to love someone else, you have to love yourself first. Please help me welcome the beautiful, loving Miss Danni Benson. How are you?
Hi. Oh my God.
How are you, beautiful?
First of all, I want to say this is God in the making.
Indeed it is.
Because that's why I think God is amazing. Because who would have thought on Valentine's Day, on Self-Love Day?
Yes.
Because we've known each other for a very long time.
Yes.
I actually was on a show that she hosted. It was her show
On another network.
And you were finding your self-love.
Yes.
And we were all coming together finding our self-love.
Yes.
So look of the journey.
Yes.
We trusted the journey.
Yeah.
Our instincts was our map, and we just trusted the journey. Yes. And I have to say that I am so proud of you, sis.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my God.
I am proud of you,
see
sis,
the
too.
glow in you.
Oh, thank you, Danni.
To see the love in you.
Yes. Don't make me cry, girl.
I am so, you know what it is? Like, you are your own cheerleader.
Yeah.
And sometimes,
you have to be.
And sometimes you have to cheer for yourself if no one else is cheering for you. You have to believe in yourself, because sometimes people don't see the vision that you see.
Oh, yes.
And it's okay, because it's your vision to accomplish, not the person that doesn't see it.
Exactly.
And I just want to say, because it was Super Bowl weekend, touchdown, baby.
That's right.
You did that. I just want to say you did that. You got a touchdown, and many more to come.
And you too. You're doing great things.
God.
We have gone through some stuff in the past 3-4 years. And the fact that we are here shining bright, shining our light, it is a beacon for others. You are the founder of Self-Love Day. Who would have thought? I mean, it is just amazing what we've accomplished. And I feel in a short time, but we still got a long way to go. This is just the beginning. But I want people to see out there that it can happen. When we say that we love ourselves, that even though it's hard, we love ourselves. And it shows.
We love ourselves. And you know what? Loving yourself is a process. It's not. Some days you are gonna look at yourself and be like, okay. So I'm not gonna paint this picture that sometimes social media paints, like, I love myself every day. I love myself every day. I love myself every day, but there's days that I feel like I can do better. I can fine tune, and then sometimes life throws things at you.
Of course.
So that's why you have to build your self-love, because your self-love is your armor.
That's right.
Because when you love yourself, when life throws things at you, you're gonna make good choices.
Oh yes.
That reflects your self-love for yourself.
Exactly.
And you're not going to take anything less than loving you. And it doesn't mean that I'm a narcissist or I'm egotistical, I'm conceited.
No.
It's a place coming from love.
No.
It's just that I'm going to do something
for your health. It really, really is.
And your peace of mind.
And your peace of mind. Because like you said, and I love that you said that, you choose to love yourself every day. You have to, because you have to choose to believe that there is better, there's greater, and that you're the greatest. But there are days that I don't like myself. There are days that I wish I were better or I could do better. But the bottom line is that I still love myself in spite of that, you know, and I just keep going. And that just fuels me with more love for myself because I'm pushing past the boundaries.
Yes.
So we know that you're the founder of I'm Proud of You, Sis, and Self-Love Day, which we're going to get into in a moment. But I know that you're also passionate about teaching young kids how to love themselves early. I want to take you back to your childhood real quick. What was your childhood like? Did you know what self-love was? Tell us a little about your upbringing.
Okay, so my childhood, I have like 2 amazing parents. I have a great family upbringing. But when I was a child, just going to school, it was, you know, it was a normal thing back then when we were growing up to get like bullied,
right?
You know, and to see that, and you got bullied, but you know, your parents taught you. My parents taught me to fight, you know, say something back,
right?
You know, earn your respect, say something back. Because if you're getting bullied sometimes and you don't speak for yourself, then what happens is a bully thinks you're afraid, and then they start.
Exactly.
So that was like the start of me knowing what my self-love was,
right?
Because self-love is speaking up for yourself.
Yeah, it is.
You have to standing up for yourself, speaking up for yourself, having your voice being heard.
Yes.
And through adversity in 8th grade, I should have brought it in with me. My 8th grade class, I'm going to shout out to Mary Frances Palmieri. She's married now. One of my best friends in 8th grade. They contributed a plaque that said, you know, Danni is going to be the first woman president of the United States of America.
Oh, wow.
In 8th grade.
In 8th grade.
Yeah, because I was speaking for myself and standing up for myself in 8th grade. I was like,
I love it.
Even though I went to a private school, parochial school, and back then they used to go pat, like, sorry, you know, it was back then. You know, I still spoke up for myself.
Right.
And what it taught me was, no matter if someone else felt uncomfortable, what mattered was for me to feel comfortable.
You're absolutely right.
Because sometimes a lot of people stay silent and don't really say what they want to say because of making the other person feel comfortable.
You're absolutely right.
It's about both of us feeling comfortable. So I should be able to say what I want to say. And respect it, and you should be able to say what you want to say, and I respect it.
Exactly.
I shouldn't dim my light.
Yes.
And that's what happens to a lot of us.
It does.
Especially for females. Like, we have this thing about us, like when we're growing up, we're gonna conquer the world, and something happens that the candle gets like, the light gets like taken away.
Yeah, well, that's only because of the outside noise, you know, and it's really sad that we allow that to dim our light, you know? And I think that we also are women that we want to help and nurture and take care of and make sure everyone else is okay. And not worry about what we really want on the inside and what we actually really need. And I find that it has been our problem for many years. Though I find lately we are finding that power.
Finding ourselves.
We are owning. Yes, exactly.
Owning.
And no longer are we going to be the purveyor of someone else's goodness without actually filling ourselves first, because that is necessary. So
well, without your self-love is your foundation. So the lack of self-love is when you start seeing the crack in the foundation.
Yes.
And if there's a crack in the foundation, whoever you're trying to carry with you, like meaning like who is you're helping, you're nurturing, you're being there for, you're doing all these things for, it's not gonna hold up, because you're basically going to fall. Your foundation is going to break, crack, and collapse.
Exactly, which is where we get to. A lot of women, I'm so sorry to say, for many generations, allowed themselves to get to that point.
Yes, because we're there for everyone else.
Exactly.
And we're not there for ourselves. And I think we come from a generation of other generations of women having to put themselves last.
Oh, definitely.
Because I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to take care of this,
I have to take care of my husband, I have to cook, I gotta clean, I gotta go to work. We are known for making sure that everyone
is
else
okay,
is okay when
except
our
you.
world could
Except
be
you.
falling
Apart.
apart. And
Yeah.
it's not fair. It really isn't.
It's
And
not fair at
and it
all.
is time for us to realize that we matter first. You know,
Yes.
we can't be good, just like you said, we can't be good to anyone
Who
else
Anyone
until we're
else.
good to ourselves.
Anyone else.
Exactly.
And I have to say this. I remember I was like taking this course. Everyone got a stick in the room. So you would kind of go to everyone else and say, can I have your stick? You would say yes, you would say no. So everyone in the room would come to me and say, I'm going to give you my stick. I'm going to give you my stick. So I collected everyone's stick.
Wow.
But then it was my turn and I gave it all back. And the person said to me, you lost. And I said, why? I got all the sticks. He was like, in order for you to be on the boat, you have to save yourself first. And then be allowed to save other people.
Yes, exactly.
The fact that you gave your stick back, that means you're not going to be here. So it doesn't even matter.
I know.
Just like when you go on a plane, I would think to put the thing over my face
on my
kid first.
Yes.
And they say, no.
Yeah.
If you put on your kid first and you don't survive, your kid dies.
Exactly, regardless. But that's the pressure that we put upon us.
So they tell you, no, you got to put it on yourself first.
Save yourself. Yeah.
You save you first. And it has nothing to do with being selfish, but in saving you,
then you
can
are
save
able
others.
to save others. That is so right.
And that is what self-love is.
Yes.
Self-love is saving you first. And it's not selfish because you're doing it in a way of you're being kind to other people. You're not being narcissistic or not having no empathy or not caring about the other person's feeling. It's just the respect of, in order for me to take care of you, you got to understand, I got to take care of me. Because if I'm not 100%,
that's right.
You're not going to get 100% from me. And then you're going to be complaining and saying, look, what am I? Okay. I need to be whole first.
That's right. Let's build my strength first. So I can carry the weight of everyone else. Exactly. And then also ask for help if you need it. Because that's another thing that we don't do. We do not ask for help. We feel that we are self-sufficient. We can handle everything. And we almost, I think to our detriment, believe that if we let everyone think that we can handle everything, that will be constantly needed. And no. That doesn't work. It doesn't work.
And you know,
that
I'm going
way.
to tell you something. This whole like women are strong. Let me be a damsel in distress sometimes because I hate when it's like we're strong. Because you know why? When people think you're strong so much, they don't come and help you.
Exactly.
If you're wearing a cape all the time,
what?
You're Superman. Why do I need to come and help you? You're strong all the time.
And they take advantage of that, you know. And this could be your friends. This could be your family. This could be your coworkers.
It could be your kids.
It could be your kids. When they see that you have that armor of strength on, or the appearance of it. Because really at times it's an illusion. The illusion of strength. Then they take advantage of it and they manipulate it to and for themselves. So we must own the fact that we need time to ourselves. We need to self-care. We need to reflect on who we actually are. So let me ask you, because you know, we again, last 3 years, we both admitted we've been through some stuff. What was your journey like to uncovering your self-love? Because a lot of people don't know what to do and how to do it or what it feels like. So tell us exactly how you began that journey.
I had to look in myself in the mirror and say to myself, honestly, it's like going to Alcohol Anonymous.
Yes.
You can't get help with something unless you admit that something is wrong.
Yes.
Okay, so I had to look in the mirror and say, why am I accepting this behavior?
Yeah.
What is lacking in me that I think it's okay that this behavior exists in my life?
Yes.
So I had to first admit that there's something lacking of me to the point where I want to be drawn to something that is not beneficial to my situation.
Right.
And it was really a lack of, self-esteem. It was a lack of like second guessing myself. it was not the person that I was,
Right.
because I love myself so much. And yes, I was bullied, but that made me stronger. I had acne on my face, and that made me stronger. So there was periods of I didn't wasn't lovable to myself, but I pushed through.
Right.
So when I kept looking at myself in the mirror, I was like, I have to push through.
Right. Right.
I've been here before. I've been in a place of adversity,
Right.
but I had to remind myself what it looked like. It's messy.
Yes. Yeah.
It's messy. So I had to completely undress myself, let my soul be out in the open and be vulnerable and look at myself and give myself grace for accepting things that I would not accept if I was in a good place. Do you understand what I mean?
I totally
would not accept it all. And that's why self-love, and I teach my babies this all the time, is because you make better choices when you do love yourself.
Yes, you do.
When you're at a place of low self-esteem, low self-worth, you're making choices sometimes to make the other person happy.
Of course.
But you're being drowned in that decision.
Exactly, because you believe that making that person happy is going to eventually make you happy. And it doesn't
It does not.
It does not work.
It does not work out that way. And what I realize is your own happiness has to come from you. That is what self-love is. Self-love is not looking for someone else to make me happy.
Exactly.
Self-love is making me happy.
That's right.
That's why I'm good alone.
Yeah.
I don't need to jump from one relationship to the next, to the next, to the next, because sometimes I think that's something that you're covering.
Of course.
Where you're always jumping to the next relationship and you can't spend time with yourself.
Yes.
Ask anybody. I can spend time with myself.
Yeah.
I actually love spending time with myself. I like talking to myself. I like getting to know myself.
Yeah.
And so when you meet someone, it's not your other half. You have to be 100. That person has to be 100. And then you come together.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've learned not to be someone's therapist. Go and get therapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am not the expert in your trauma.
Right.
Go get medically diagnosed, meaning like you're not crazy. Like I have a thing called Dr. Feelings.
Okay.
And I've expressed to my kids know who Dr. Feelings is.
Okay.
Dr. Feelings is someone that you go to check on your feelings.
Nice.
Okay.
I like that.
So just like your brain is an organ, it malfunctions like your heart sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So even though with mental health, it seems like it's not tangible, but your brain is.
Right.
Right? So your brain is an organ, and sometimes you need to go to Dr. Feelings.
That's right.
To figure out what is going on there.
That's right.
To lead you to why you're making the choices that you're making.
Exactly. You know what? It's akin to, and I say it all the time. I mean, we have the shop to remind us that our car needs to be checked on so that it's running properly for the 6 years or 6 months or whatever the case may be. Same thing with your doctor. You have an annual checkup to make sure that your body is running right, all your numbers, your blood levels are right. How come we don't do that when it comes to our love and our joy and our happiness? Why don't we go and check in on the fact that, do I feel loved right now? Am I filled up completely with all the love that I need in order to share it with everyone that's expecting it from me?
Yes.
Because sometimes it's not even that we're just giving love away randomly, or we're giving it away because it's just in our nature, or it's just because in general we're supposed to do it, but we're doing it because people actually expect it from us.
Yes.
They expect that love, and they need that love to be genuine, unconditional. It needs to be pure. It needs to be true love. But if we don't know what that is from the inside, how are we going to give it to the ones that not only expect it, but the ones that we want to share it with? So I want to know, because like you said, you can't be everyone's therapist. You can't do these things, but you realize that it is helpful to seek out a therapist if you're having issues finding out who you are. You're an advocate for that. I love that.
I'm an advocate for it because I've been in therapy. Like everyone's like, oh, why are you glowing? Da, 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 da. I'm like,
There's a
I
good
had to go to,
stigma.
I went to God.
Right.
So God has my back. Let me tell you something. God has my back.
That's right.
Like, I am a testimony. If people tell me God doesn't exist, I'll be like, yes, he does
Yes,
exist.
he does.
Because where I came from and where I am today, if it wasn't for the strength of God, I would not be here. Because people are looking at me like, how'd you do this? I'm like, let me tell you something. God told me, don't worry about the details.
Yeah.
Just worry about, just follow where I'm taking you and let me worry about the details.
Yes.
Because God told me I am the only person that knows what's happening around the corner. You don't.
Yeah.
So if I'm leading you this way, have the faith, trust it, and stop worrying about the details. Because as you move, walk by faith, not by sight, I will start adding people in your life.
Yeah.
Start bringing angels, messengers in your life to get you through the next level, the next level, the next level. And I'm going to tell you right now, testimony.
Let me tell you something.
Testimony.
That's when you know. That is exactly when you know when it is what it is exactly supposed to be, because you know that God spoke it into your life and you feel it. You feel it because everything this beautiful young lady just said, I experienced the same thing.
Really?
Yes. Seriously, because you have to get at that point, that lowest point, that there is no place else for you to go.
No place.
There is no place else but for you to reach out to him and tell him that I need you in this moment to show me what I can't see. And have me believe it even though I can't see it. Even though I can't see it. So the fact is, that's what I think a lot of people have to sort of journey through, that denial of believing that God is going to take care of it if you just follow him and listen to him. Some people don't want to listen. They just believe.
Yeah, you know,
and that's the sad part.
I have a saying that people have free will, but you don't get to pick your consequences.
Yeah.
And have you ever done something before and you get to pick your consequences?
Never.
No, you don't. You do it.
Right.
Oh yeah, I have free will. And then when it's time for your consequences, you can even see it in court.
Exactly.
You commit a crime, but you don't get to pick, I want 25 years to life. I want 1 year. No, someone else makes that judgment.
That's right.
So you have to understand that when you have a relationship with God, if you do follow him, it doesn't matter what humans are saying, because I'm going to say they're humans, because humans will have opinions all day long. But who will lead me out of water is God.
It's only God. You're absolutely
God
right.
is like the source. I don't want to get preachy with people, but God is the source and humans are the resource.
Well, let me tell you something. I do feel that you need some type of spiritual guidance when you're looking for self-love, because that is our core. You know what I mean? Our core should be.
It is my core. It is your core.
It is. So the point is that you taking that journey to uncover that self-love within yourself will lead you. If you're not already there, it will eventually lead you there, because you're looking for the best of yourself and the best in everything around you. I noticed this new light in you. I really, really do.
I'm laughing.
And I love it.
I am who I am.
I love it. I so love it.
I so missed who I was because I was trying to make people happy that I couldn't make happy.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like trying so hard and me trying to do whatever the other person wanted me to do, or people wanted me to do, me trying to satisfy myself. I was like, you have to make your own self happy.
That's right.
You know, and if you're broken, go get help. Because I'm not here to. My job when I enter any kind of friendship relationship, I will be there for you.
Right.
I will give you advice. But like God says, you also have to help yourself.
Yeah, you have to be responsible.
You have to be responsible and accountable for yourself.
Exactly.
So unless you're able to admit like something is not right, like it's like the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I learned that the hard way. I was doing the same thing over and over again, and it was always the same result.
Because you wanted to control the situation. You wanted what your heart wanted. You know what I mean? But it wasn't what God wanted. You know what I mean? And so that's what you have to figure out, is regardless of what your heart, your desire, your carnal side wants, is not necessarily what God actually has planned for you. So you have to let it go. So when you let go of the past, when you let That's what it was. It was peace.
I will never give up my I say this to my friends and family, my peace of mind.
Yes.
I just won't do it. I won't give up my peace of mind for nothing. You can't even give me $1 billion and say, hey, you want $1 billion and I'll take your peace of mind away?
Yeah.
When you get your peace of mind back, you have a feeling of just euphoria.
Oh God, yes, girl.
Like it's like a release.
She's so right. She's so right.
It's like a release.
Oh
and
my
it's
God.
And you feel the presence of your instincts coming at one. Like your whole body just revolves around the center core, and it just
every
feels
move you make, it's so fluid, and
it's just a place of what I call self-love.
Yeah.
It's just self-awareness,
yes,
self-trust,
yes,
because you're trusting yourself now.
Exactly. Yes.
You know what I mean? You're not like, oh, I don't. Anytime when you're unsure of something, that's not a good thing. Because if you're unsure of it, then maybe you just shouldn't do it.
It's too many doubts.
If there's too much doubt in something, because of course you're gonna have fear and you're gonna have doubt sometimes. But if there's just so much doubt all the time, if there's so much fear all the time, if it makes your body not sit well, just let it go.
Yeah. And
if it's meant to be, or whatever you want in life,
yeah,
if it's meant to be,
yes,
it will come clear to you when you let it go, because you'll see what it does.
Exactly.
Does it come and find you and attach itself to you?
Yeah.
Or does it just flutter away and leave?
Exactly.
That means it wasn't meant for you, and you have to be in a place of self-love to understand it's okay.
And I love that you said that too. Let's take that back a moment, because if you are attracting that type of energy all the time, if the people that are constantly in your space are the ones that are kind of sucking you dry of like that love, like a leech, then you have to know that the problem is also within you. It's not necessarily the other person. Yeah. And that's when I think it's more important for you to hone in on the fact that I do need some self-care. I do need some self-love, because you don't realize it in a moment, because the leeches are sucking you dry, but you're enjoying it. You kind of like it because, again, as I mentioned earlier, some women and some people, even men, need to feel needed. That's what they feel love is. And I think that it's so important that you're instilling this in kids, these young kids, because it's important for them to know now as well what love truly really looks like.
Let me tell you what love is truly like. Love doesn't hurt.
No. And they would see that sometimes.
Let me tell you something. Love doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Now, people are not perfect.
True.
So, it's people will make mistakes.
Right.
But the order of the mistake is being accountable for it. And I know you're sorry because you're showing me with your actions that you're sorry, not just saying it with your words.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
As soon as love starts to hurt, and as soon as it starts hurting, like it's a routine hurt, then it's something lacking in you that you still choose to stay in a place that the respect is not there.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be in pain. It shouldn't hurt.
Exactly.
You're gonna have disagreements with people, with humans, with friends, with
co-workers,
whatever.
Your
it
spouse.
Happens.
It's gonna happen, but you have to learn.
But when it hurts you in your gut, when something is telling you, why am I here? You gotta listen to that. Yeah. And it can't just be that, oh, they're sorry. How many times you're gonna hear sorry? Yeah. Because when we discipline our children, right? Yeah. We're disciplining them in the hopes that they're not going to do the action that is negative again.
Thank you. Exactly. That's right. And they'll learn from it and not do it again.
And not do it again.
Exactly.
So the whole thing with sorry and learning from your mistake is to try your hardest to not do it again. Now, if the person keeps doing it again and again and again and again, that's that person's choice to do it.
Exactly.
But what does that say to you to allow it?
Thank you. You
need to remove yourself from the situation.
Exactly. That's right.
Because the other person is not feeling that pain.
Exactly.
The friend, the coworker, whatever is going on, they're doing it because they find joy in it.
Exactly.
So they're not going to remove themselves from the situation when they find the joy. Why would they hurt themselves?
Exactly.
Like they're like, this is joyful to me.
Thank you. And you're allowing it. So
that's why I had to take accountability. And that's what brought me into finding my self-love, because I had to now look in the mirror and say, why am I expecting the disrespect? Because I am a lovable person. I am a kind person.
You're an empath.
I'm an empath.
Yes.
You know, I love my friends. I have great surroundings of people who love me. And
why
am I doing this? And you know what
less?
it is? Low self-esteem.
Yeah.
Low self-worth. I had to look at myself in the mirror and say, you're broken.
Yeah. Yeah. And
You're
you don't
broken.
even, and you know what's so crazy to me too, before we move on? We could be broken and just still look beautiful, look like we have it all together. We see it, how we have these poor, beautiful, amazing young talents who are committing suicide.
You would
because
not even
they
know
don't
they're
feel
depressed.
that love. Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
It's really good to hide, you know, the pain through a smile.
Yeah.
Because people see you smiling.
You
know what I mean? And don't know what is going on in your life.
Exactly.
So if someone is smiling all the time, I always say to them, are you okay?
Check in.
Just check in.
Just check in.
I always call my people just checking in. You look great. You look fabulous.
Yes, but
hey,
exactly.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Is everything okay?
I love
because
that.
even if the person looks happy all the time, when you love someone, you have to just check in. Because that person could just be using that happiness to hide the pain that they're in.
Exactly. It's a mask.
So that's why, like, even with like therapy, you know, like in New York State, we have to get our inspection renewed every year, right?
Right.
Do you know why we have to get inspection renewed every year? Because they want you to fix whatever issues with the car within that year.
Exactly.
And that's why I believe in therapy so much.
Yeah.
And I wish people would check in once a year. Because what happens is, I believe in dealing with childhood traumas in real time, because my daughters, any trauma they have, just like I run to the emergency room for broken legs, you have to run to Dr. Feelings, I call it, for broken hearts.
You're absolutely right.
Because you meet grown adults who are still broken.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
And then they'll break other people because they're not aware that they're broken, because they've been broken for so long.
And what happens also is it's just a perpetual curse that keeps happening in the family. The children grow up seeing the mother bearing the brunt of all of this pain, not realizing, because she's trying to, you know, put the happy face on and a smile every day, but knowing that they see her pain, knowing that they hear her crying. And if you don't fix that in your children now, unfortunately, they will have that in their future, and this is why they'll continue it.
Baggage.
Exactly.
And a lot of things with what I'm learning with children is, because they don't speak it, doesn't mean they're not experiencing it. They just don't know the words until they get older.
That's right.
And that's when they start saying, when I was 5, when I was 6,
yes.
I was traumatized.
But you never spoke about it.
Because they didn't know. They didn't know because they didn't have the experience.
Exactly. Or the guidance, you know, because the parents weren't saying anything. I come from, and it's very sad for me to say, but we were just told not to ask questions, you know, and if you got something that you're not feeling happy about, figure it out. You should be happy. You got a roof over your head. You got food on the table. You got all these things, but you're not listening to what's going on the inside.
No.
And that's what we need. So I'm so glad that you're here to talk about that. Yeah. Now, I know that you're all about empowering women.
Yes.
And again, Self-Love Day, huge accomplishment. But you also have I'm Proud of You, Sis. You are the founder of that women's empowerment organization. Tell us a little about what I'm Proud of You, Sis is.
Okay.
What do you do?
So something I noticed in my daughters, like when they were little, I'm always telling them, I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you. And they would get this glow in their face. I'm like, oh, okay. But I was like, what started missing as women as we got older? Because the glow wasn't there anymore. Right? And I realized what was missing is, as women compared to men get more congratulations. Men get more high fives. Men get big ups. Oh, Men have like their cheering section, regardless of emotions or feeling. It's like, And I realized with women, we go the other way. It becomes, mean girls.
Yeah.
Sometimes it becomes competition,
Yeah.
less collaboration. Everyone gets territorial. So men are more in the positive wavelength of like sticking together and high-fiving a situation, and women go the other way.
Right.
They start isolating themselves, do their little circle, and everyone outside their circle, they start being like, "Nyah." So that's when I came up with I'm proud of you, sis.
Love it.
Because I was having a conversation with someone this morning, and I said, I just want to let you know I'm proud of you, sis. And she was aghast. She was like, I haven't heard that in a long time.
Yeah.
We have to start saying that to each other.
Yes.
Because let me tell you something. I don't have to respect your choices. I don't have to respect your journey. That is not my decision to judge.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing that you're a woman, I'm a woman, one thing we know is we know each other's journey without knowing people's journey.
Exactly.
So instead of me like judging of why you did this, what I wanted to say to you was, I'm proud of you, sis.
Yes.
Because whatever you're going through, the fact that you are still here on this earth.
Yep. Exactly.
I'm proud of you.
I'm
because
proud.
There's so many times
Yeah.
that you were at your lowest point
Mm-hmm.
where you just wanted to just give up.
Yeah. Yep. And you didn't.
Give up and you didn't.
Give them their roses
That's
while they're
it.
here. Give us all our flowers while we are
because
here.
life gets hard.
It does.
And with women, we're expected to multitask.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to men, I'm not generalizing, but you give them one task and that's the task they do.
Mm-hmm.
With women, people don't understand. Sometimes you are so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
With so many tasks that you have to do, and you have to worry about being judged because if you don't do the task correctly, as a woman, people have high expectations of you as a woman.
Yeah.
No one understands the stress that you put on yourself every single day. Like, I have a smile on my face, and I could be completely like anxious every moment,
exhausted,
just trying to prove like I'm a good person, I'm a good wife, I'm a good mom, I'm a good friend, I'm a good coworker, I'm a good volunteer person.
Mm-hmm.
We wear so many hats.
Yes, we do.
That people don't understand.
Yeah. We're draining ourselves.
We
are literally draining ourselves, and we're not giving ourselves time to replenish ourselves with the strength and the love and the compassion for our own self. And so that's what we have to work on. I'm so glad that you did that. I'm proud of you, sis. It's so needed. It is to celebrate women. It is to appreciate a woman, and also everything that you're doing in your world, which is important. You waking up in the morning and choosing to have a good day. I'm proud of you, sis. Because that was a choice, and you did not have to make it.
Seriously, like, people think it's, especially with mental health issues, like, or just mental health in general. And of course, with this society that we live, like, everything looks so perfect on Instagram, which is a big fat lie, with the filters and everything looks like it's so perfect. And we know it's not, because we all experience life, right? Just being able to wake up in the morning and saying, I don't know the challenges that today is going to bring me, but I just want to tell you that I'm proud of you, sis, because you are going to get through these challenges one step at a time. And it's going to be okay if you have some missteps. The power is getting yourself back up again and pushing forward. And I'm telling you, everyone's going to have 50 million opinions. But one thing I have to say is that a lot of people don't understand. Men haven't changed their dynamics. Children hasn't changed their dynamics. What changed for women is women started working.
Yeah, definitely.
Women started working. And a lot of people don't understand that. Men were always the providers.
Exactly.
Their roles haven't changed.
That is very true.
Children were always children.
Exactly. That needed us. Exactly.
Never
but
changed.
Once we took on the role of also the wife, the mother, the housekeeper,
now
and
the partner,
and the cook,
and the partner now.
Oh, yes.
You're working.
Exactly.
I think once you're working, now you become a partner in this.
It's a lot.
And people understand, and you know what? Your job doesn't care. You're like,
just get it done.
Get it done.
Just
you're a woman. Get it done. That's why this whole thing, like, I'm a strong woman. No, sometimes I'm like, can you please help me?
Yes. Let me breathe.
Can you please? Like, I will reach out to help. I will be like, no, I need help.
Yeah.
Because we can't carry the whole weight in our shoulders, because it's become more now. It's not back in the day when things were simple.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, we want to believe that we're superwoman. We do. It's just to own the fact that we do need help sometimes. It's to own the fact that we do need to heal sometimes. We need to breathe. We need to rejuvenate. We need to refill ourselves, our souls with something more than what we're getting on the outside. Because again, we do a lot for others. We really do a lot.
And you know, for the traditional men out there, I'm gonna speak for myself. I understand you want the wife who cooks and cleans and takes care of the kids. And I get it. Yeah. But my whole thing is like, in this day and age of the society that we live in that is so advanced, why can't we just be partners in doing it?
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Just being partners. If we're sharing in everything else, we need to
be partners.
Share
and it's okay.
in the weight.
It doesn't make the woman less of a woman, because you know what it is? I have like women that says, I'm tired.
Yeah, I know.
And you're still expected to do everything
I know.
by yourself.
And you can't.
And people don't understand, like these new kids now, you got to take them. Back in the day, they used to be in front of grandma's house or front of somebody's house, watching TV all day long. Okay,
exactly.
These
not teaching them
anything.
Not showing them anything about life, the world, or even feelings.
But these new kids now,
they're learning, girl.
You have to keep them busy.
Yeah.
You are dropping them from this place to that place to this place to that.
They also are not shy about sharing their feelings.
Oh no.
So I know that you have Self-Love Day that you enacted, and you had Governor Cuomo proclaim it in 2020. I want to show a real quick clip of that day, and then we're going to talk about self-love before we end the show. Let's show that clip.
I can talk for hours here.
I know, right?
We are joined in the chamber by Danni Benson and her two daughters, Giselle and London, who traveled to Albany from my district. Danni cares deeply about her fellow New Yorkers, and especially New York's children. She is the founder of I'm Proud of You, Sis. She has made a goal of hers to make sure that every child and every person feels valid, feels worthy, and feels love, even if that is from the simple of self-love. Later this morning, we'll be taking up resolution, which will proclaim February 13 today as Self-Love Day in the state of New York. Self-Love Day recognizes the importance of mental health awareness, self-care, and the importance for our youth to understand the importance of self-worth in order to help combat our mental health crisis. With suicide rising, and in particular among our youth, it's imperative that we continue to raise awareness in this body so that we can continue working on the real, tangible solutions. It is my coincidence that Self-Love Day takes place one day before Valentine's Day, to underscore that everyone is loved and that we need to continue showing love to one another. Danni has helped to bring this message to Albany and to our state. And please join me in giving her a warm welcome to this chamber and her daughters. Mr. Speaker, afford her.
Oh my God, girl, that is amazing. How did you even come up with that? What made you go on this? I need to have self-love recognized as a holiday.
You know, it's really that simple. Today's Valentine's Day, and my school was teaching my daughters about Valentine's Day. And I honestly didn't like it, because I know as you get older, everyone's not giving everybody something in the classroom. You know, like right now it's like 30 people, you got to bring 30 things.
Right.
So I knew this day was going to be a day of, sometimes my daughters were going to be hurting, like if they didn't get something.
Right.
So I went to school and said, we got to do something else to empower our children, because Valentine's Day is a great thing. You're showing love outward. But then I said, let's have a day that we can show love inward for ourselves.
Right.
So that's when I was like, we were going through names of what we should do. And that's when Self-Love Day came.
I love it.
And I went to the PTA and I gave them this idea, and they looked at me, was like, oh, okay. So I'm the type of person that if someone says okay to me, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
You're not going to stop what God has poured into me. Remember I told you about don't worry about the details?
Yes, that's what I was just about to say.
God poured it into me. So I screamed and said, don't worry. Some politician is going. I screamed it out to all the PTA moms. So you don't want my ideas. Some politician is going to take it. And then from that moment on, I was like, God told me some politician is going to take it.
Yeah.
So now I had to do the work.
Yes, yes.
So I started like calling and just talking to people and telling them about this. I need this to be in New York. I need this to be in New York. And then finally, I met a Sunday woman, Kimberly Jean-Pierre, and she took such a passion for this because she saw the mental health in our children going down.
Yeah.
The self-esteem, the social media, the constant comparing. There's children that are killing themselves.
Exactly.
Just in Bayville right now, a child just got bullied.
I know. I saw that. It killed herself. Yes, I saw that.
The school didn't do anything.
Exactly.
Bullying is very serious now because it's not something that happens on your block. Like I come from the age like when I was bullied, it was more local. Like it was on my block or it was at school, but there wasn't social media where I could press a button. Because they had a fight
everywhere.
And they put the fight. And it went blasted
everywhere.
And this child went home and actually killed himself.
Yes.
I mean, it's a child that sat there and said, I want done with my life.
Yes.
So it's really to empower the youth. It's really to put affirmations in the youth. That's why I went and I talked to second graders because let me tell you something. Self-esteem starts at the earliest of age. Therapists will tell you the higher self-esteem that your children has as the earliest of age, the more successful they will be because they will learn how to block all the outside noise.
Exactly. Yes.
And go towards their purpose.
Yeah.
Because on this earth, you will meet humans, I call them blockers, that will say no.
Yeah.
The no is a block.
Yes.
So you're going through this maze and human be like, no, 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 no. If you're going to take the no, then you're going to be right there and sit right where you belong.
Yeah.
But you got to say, you know what? Someone is going to say yes.
And keep going.
Someone is always, you will always find someone to say yes.
Yes.
So when you feel this passion in you, you got to just go with it.
Keep going.
You got to go. You got to keep, you got to go with it. Do not let people tell you your dreams are small.
Yeah.
Do not let people tell you you don't look like what the dream is supposed to look like.
Right. Exactly.
The only thing that matters is what I feel about my dream.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
And then you will find your tribe.
That's right.
You will find your angels. You will find your helpers along the way. It's like hitchhiking. Like I'm going down this road, I'm walking. There's people that will pass you by.
Of course. Yeah.
And think like you're nothing.
They
and like,
weren't
whatever.
They weren't the ones that were supposed to pick you up.
Yeah. That's it.
They weren't supposed to be part of your journey.
That's not part of the
They weren't supposed to be part of your life.
Yep.
They weren't supposed to be part of God's plan for your world.
Yes.
Oh my God, Danni, I love your message.
Yes.
I love everything that you stand
for. And I love
You
unity.
Thank you.
Because let me tell you something. This world, for it to become the better place, humanity-wise.
Yes.
If we don't unify.
Yes.
I say this every time, our world, our country is going downhill.
Oh, no doubt.
Because it's like a kid watching their parents fight all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
The only thing you're producing is a kid to grow up to emulate.
Exactly. That
to
emulate their life and then share it with their kids and their grandkids. So
it's like a cycle.
It's a cycle.
So
it's a vicious cycle.
We need Y.O.U unity.
Yes.
Because we need to start realizing that we are stronger together than apart. In life, it is a team. Like no one does anything by themselves. And I want people to understand that.
Yeah.
There's people out there that will take credit for everything that they've done, but they won't tell you there's a team behind them that made this happen.
That's right.
And that's what Y.O.U unity is about.
We're the
it's
team.
not a singular person that makes something happen.
That's right.
It's plural.
Exactly.
It's a team effort.
It is each and every last one of you. That's what it is.
So
Danni,
you matter.
Thank you. Danni, thank you
so
matter.
Much. Thank you. You matter.
I so appreciate you for being here, my friend.
You matter.
I love and you matter as well. Everything about what you're doing matters, and I appreciate it.
Thank
So
you for
I want to
having
thank
me.
you. I want you to sit real quick because we're
Okay.
going to get to
Thank you for having me.
no problem. The Dare to Be You. And it is true love is inseparable from self-love or love for life. True love is a kind of awareness about ourselves, about people, about the magic of existence. And it starts inside of you. It starts the moment you stop searching for love on the outside and let it flow from within. Whether you're alone or romantically involved, it doesn't matter. Love begins when you let your heart and your mind fall open. So that's what I want all of you guys to do. Try to experience that true, that deep, that all-encompassing love that only you can give yourself. You can't expect these things from outside influences. They will never satisfy you. You will never be happy until you know your worth, till you know who you are, till you know your heart, until you know your strength. So whatever roads you need to take in order to uncover self-love, and that could be saying positive things to yourself, as Danni mentioned, forgiving yourself when you mess up, meeting your own needs, being assertive, as she mentioned, not letting others take advantage of who you are, prioritizing your health and well-being, spending time around people who support you.
Wow.
And people who build you up and love you, asking for help, letting go of grudges or anger that holds you back, recognizing your strength, valuing your feelings, making healthy choices, and above all, noticing your progress and effort and saying, I'm proud of you, sis.
I'm proud of you, sis.
I'm proud of you, sis. Those are the things that we need to do and be to become healthier and happier women. And we can share that with our children.
And I hope like our story helps the millions of people out there to thrive and push through and find your self-love.
Yes, yes, that is the point. I want to thank you guys for watching and tuning in to another powerful episode of Your Our Unity. This woman, she's really amazing, and I want you to follow her. She is at I am proud of you. I'm proud of you, sis. She's on Instagram. You have a website. You want to share your website?
Yeah, it's I'm proud of you sis.com.
Yeah, so please reach out to this amazing woman. She's doing great things in her community. And we just want to say happy Valentine's Day,
Yay!
happy Love Day. We want you to go out there and
Day.
spread some love. So before we go, again, we will see you next week on Your Our Unity. But please remember that peace and love is in the palm of our hands. Let's go out there and be some love, give some love, share some love, especially today. But give it to yourself first. Have a good week. We'll see you next week on Your Our Unity. Say good night, dear.
Good night. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Strong Island Entertainment.